one of our longest ongoing traditions. All right. So, for the time that I was here, when I came to Vassar in 1980, and for a long time after that, the class tree thing had kind of become a last-minute senior year thing. We researched the history of this and discovered that in the late 1800s, early 1900s, for quite a long time, it was actually the sophomore class that they dedicated the tree when they were sophomores. And over the last 3 years, we've worked to move the dedication back to the sophomore year so that students have some time to develop a relationship with their tree before they actually graduate. The tree is, all the expenses for the tree itself and the planting and all that, and the dedication and the marker are all covered by the Arboretum Endowment, and we work with our grounds manager on all of that stuff. The students choose the tree from a list that's provided by the Arboretum Committee. We're trying to focus in terms of development of the Arboretum. We're trying to concentrate on native trees that we don't already have on campus, and or trees that are going to do well as the climate continues to change. So we give the students a list, they hold a vote about what their favorite one would be, and then we try to give them the top one that they ask for, assuming it's available to them. In terms of the site, pretty much any site that our grounds crew manager says is okay could be the site. If the students have a particular site that they're interested in, we try to accommodate that as much as we can. As far as the ceremony itself, it's pretty much totally up to the students what they want to do. The one constant, which Laura's already mentioned, is that we go to the vault, we take out Matthew Vassar's golden spade, and every student who wants to can have a chance to move some particles of dirt to ceremoniously plant their class tree.
So this is a wonderful tree. This is a witch hazel. It is a native deciduous tree. It's a small understory tree, and the cool thing about it is it flowers in the fall. This one's done. But if you ever stumble across one in the woods, they're usually not, they're spaced out. They're not, you'd be lucky on a walk to find one. You'd see this yellow flowered tree and you're like, whoa, is this tree confused? Why is it flowering now? It should be flowering in the spring. It's not confused. It's wind pollinated, and it flowers in the fall when it's not, the canopy trees above it are dropping their leaves, and also there's not a lot of other pollen around to confuse the issue, so it doesn't have a lot of competition at that time of year. So it's a wonderful example of how evolution moves to reduce that competition so that everybody kind of gets what they need. Witch hazel would have been known by the Lenape, and still to today. It's an astringent, so it can be used as an ingredient to like to reduce pimples and things like that. You can buy witch hazel and use it as a kind of a watery lotion. So we've got a couple dermatologists, maybe they'll tell you whether it's recommended or not. But anyway, I'm very fond of witch hazel. I think they should be planted in more locations in more cities, and it's such a treat to have something flower in the fall. Oh, also its flowers are a little leggy. The petals are a little leggy, like a little spidery. They don't cluster tight to each other. So that's another thing that makes them a little unusual. So
how do they reproduce? They're dioecious plants, or monoecious, or?
They're dioecious.
No.
They're not. Oh, sorry.
These are like most plants. They're hermaphrodite or bisexual. The flowers have both male and female parts in them, both pistils and stamens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But ordinarily, they cross-pollinate.
No. Okay.
Okay, so we have
one more tree
back in the library quad, and